What's up, manga fans? This is Rafael from C Manga, and I'm here to give you a review of this week's chapter of Bleach 570 Closer Closer. I have to say, love this chapter, and every time Kubo does things like this, I just start to more and more believe that he's a self-proclaimed sadist, and he just enjoys trolling the hell out of these characters and the fans who read this manga. I mean, the trolling this week wasn't as bad as, before, when we thought Rukia wasn't going to get to have a fight. But it was still, kind of apparent where I thought, okay, Rukia is going to have her flashback this week because she released her Bankai next week. Then we're going to see a flashback of her training in the Royal Guard, in the Royal Palace, and maybe something like that. And we didn't get that. Instead, we got Äs Nödt's flashback story, which was actually very interesting and sad at the same time. And it actually made me feel sorry for the guy, because in the end, Quincy's are still human, and they have human, obviously, emotions and actions, and his backstory tells all of it and why he had the power of fear. And he basically was terminally ill. He feared death. He hated living. He found it hard to breathe. It's like, why do I have to suffer this? But he also feared dying, because he thought maybe going to heaven will be great. It will be easy to live there and breathe. But then he had the obviously dreading thought of going to hell, dying there, living out his eternity, breathing in pain, basically, suffering down there, until obviously Juha comes and gives him power to help him. And this is when we see obviously these fears arise again in the present, when Rukia's fired off her Bankai attack at him, and he's having the same kind of thoughts. I don't want to die, Juha Majesty, please don't hate me. Am I going to go hell? And then there's certain other things, and then it ends up with him repeating, I'm scared, I'm scared, I'm scared. And then that's it for him. He's pretty much a nice ice sculpture crackling, as we see Rukia's Bankai Splat pretty much took off most of the top of his head, with just like the jaw and teeth showing, and he's just crackling away, and he's done. There's no way he's coming back from that. And this is the part I love the most, because we finally get to see Rukia's Bankai in detail. The only thing I found bad, or say teasing, is Kubo didn't actually show it. He withheld it and just showed the aftermath of the attack. But I know he's done that for a reason, because he's obviously not through with Rukia's character. He's going to show her most likely in another battle, and obviously show the full potential of her Bankai. But anyway, the Bankai itself, the attack, I think, was very obviously a contrast or parallel to Ichigo's Mugetsu. If you saw last time, that whole white stream of ice or mist was exactly how Ichigo's black mist of the Mugetsu looks. So that was a blatant parallel for Kubo, which I thought was very cheeky of him to do again. But yeah, the outfit itself is kind of similar to how Ichigo's is changed. It's a gown thing. Hers is a beautiful kind of princess dress gown. It has flowers, I think, on like near her chest, and one in her, I think it was covering her hair or something like that. Her hair was completely white. Her skin is obviously frozen in ice. There's a butterfly like bow on her back, but yeah, shaped in a bow. And her Zanpakuto itself is transparent like ice. So yeah, she's literally the ice queen, as you could say. And her Bankai is super powerful. It seems like it's what I said. Anything nearby or anything that touches it is obviously frozen, and she now has the obviously the capability to extend her range of the attack and firing it similar to Ichigo's Mugetsu, freezing everything in its path. So yeah, pleased with that. Think it was very well done, and she's super powered up. The only thing is obviously it has a side effect similar to her Shikai 0 point. She has to slowly obviously melt, or she could end up killing herself or damage herself, as Byakuya tells her to slowly melt. He said the Bankai was splendid but very dangerous and has a side effect, so you could be careful when you're using it, and take care, because it could kill you. And he gives her a little little speech again, saying a sword held by someone who's dying can't protect anything. So he's basically saying use the Bankai, but don't use it recklessly. There's no point of killing yourself and then that's it, you can't protect anything else. And then he goes on to say, let's go and protect Soul Society Rukia. And I can assume they're probably going to go to where Renji is, because I have a feeling that this Nana guy might give him some trouble, and then maybe Byakuya will have his fight and kill him. So we'll see what happens with that. Last bit of the chapter, we see Isane is still healing, and Yachiru arrives, and she's apparently been sent on like a covert ops stealing mission for Isane to get medicine and beds, etc. And she's apparently very good at this, which shocks Isane because no one's found them yet, for now anyway. One little bit I found interesting was Ichiro wasn't bothered about doing this because she, even though she acts naive, she clearly knows that Kenpachi isn't coming back. When she says this, Isane is very upset because obviously she knows Unohana isn't coming back either. So it's like they both were prepared for this, that neither would return. And obviously I'm assuming Isane knows that Unohana has most likely passed on instead. So yeah, going back onto the thought of why Isane thought no one found them, someone in the room repeats what she was thinking, so someone could actually hear her thoughts, and she looks around, can't find him, and then someone appears and says, "Where you looking?" and grabs her, and it's like some weird old looking guy with he's just grinning his teeth. It just looked really disturbing. I said Kubo really is good at doing his horror moments in the manga, and I definitely think you should, you know, do one after this, a horror manga. But anyway, yeah, he's about to vanish again, and then he gets punched by Yichiro, and he's like, "I'm sure I hit something, where did he go?" And then he's like, "What did you hit?" And she gets hit herself and is on the floor, and he basically reveals himself to be Ginyu or something. He's letter is V for vanishing point, and he can just vanish and crap like that. So yeah, the chapter ends there, and basically we're left with this obviously cliffhanger of who's gonna fight him. I think Yichiro probably will get the chance to fight him. She's obviously never had a fight or revealed her power in the manga before. The only time we saw it was way back in the Soul Society arc when she was bothered by some people from her squad, and then, you know, she released a bit of Ryatsu and they got scared off. So maybe we'll finally get to see her use her, you know, Shikai, Bankai, whatever, just see her in action, because it's obvious that she must be immensely strong to be in the 11th squad, which is, you know, mostly focused on brute strength and power. So maybe we'll finally get to see her fight. And yeah, other predictions, I said I could see Byakuya going to and Rukia going to where Renji is being followed by Nanana, and then hopefully sooner or later we'll see Ichigo arrive, because I can't wait to see how freaking super powered up he is after seeing, you know, Rukia, Renji, and even Byakuya's power up. So they'll most likely get their little more fight scenes, like I said, with Rukia getting another fight. Then Ichigo will arrive later when the more threatening Quincy's arrive. So yeah, like I said, I enjoyed this chapter. Kubo's really good at trolling, but he's also very good at doing poetry. The whole story of Äs Nödt made a full circle. His life started with fear, him fearing of dying, and then it ends with fear, him literally dying again. And his whole power was surrounding the theme of fear. Rukia's Bankai and power was brilliant and beautiful. I'm so glad Kubo's finally treated her character with, you know, more care than in the past. And yeah, that's about it. I really did enjoy it. Artwork's brilliant as usual, and I can't wait for next week. So you know the usual, guys. You got any comments, leave them in the comment box below, and any opinions like that. Also, if you're new to the channel and you enjoyed this review, subscribe for more content, as you'll find many various other series we review here. And I'll speak to you guys next week.